Ne Zha 2 is the animated sequel to Ne Zha, a film from 2019, part of a sort of animated Chinese universe they're trying to build with Ne Zha 2 and a movie called Jiangxia. Jiangxia is not really connected to this one, but it's in the same universe. Not to be included in the Light Chaser animation movies. Those ones are also dazzling, sort of, sometimes mix of cyberpunk and fantasy. So this one's about a continuation from the first film. Ne Zha and Ao Bing are trying to get new bodies after the events of the first film because they are reborn versions of the demon orb and the spirit pearl or something. So two of them are doing this. However, Shang Tong Pass gets attacked by the villain from the first film, and he's got backup with the abyss creatures. They're supposed to be guarded by the dragons in a sort of underwater fortress. However, they're able to use a magic ability to bring this supernatural army to the gates of Shang Tong Pass. So they get attacked, and essentially Ao Bing gets put in danger. So his spirit has to go into Ne Zha, and Ne Zha has to go on a quest. He's got to become an immortal and survive the 3 trials of a special palace of immortals in order to get access to their vault and use a magic item to help his friend come back to life, essentially with a new body. So there's a lot going on in this movie. Dazzling animation. The opening battle with the supernatural abyss monsters versus the humans is just awe-inspiring and large in scope. It's really great design, all the creatures and the fighting and the choreography. It's definitely dazzling. The humor is really good too. The humor definitely owes something to Stephen Chow. Basically, a lot of the banter, quipping, and jokes are very similar to what you've seen in one of his period piece sort of films. So definitely enjoyable. Sometimes the humor does step on the toes of the seriousness a little bit, like during action sequences or more tense moments, so it kind of undercuts the suspense and tension at times. And the only other gripe I have is that the movie's a little bit long, and also the movie does get really bloated at the end. There's like this huge finale with 2 armies fighting each other. However, the camera goes so far away that you just see blobs of swarms basically fighting each other, and it looks like literally like a swarm of insects fighting another swarm of insects. You can't really tell what's going on because it's just like CGI blobs attacking each other. So sometimes the movie does get a little bit too ambitious for its own good and didn't know how to represent that on screen, so it just sort of had CGI blobs attack each other. And then there's also a lot of other stuff going on. The choreography gets a little bit messier at the end, and the movie does try to do a lot, but overall, very entertaining film. It's very cinematic. I like the story, the humor, the characters. I did have to say, though, I'm trying to remain subjective in my rating, but the crowd I had was terrible. Opening night, this movie is really big in China. It's only been out for a month, and it's made about 1.5 billion more than The Force Awakens. So it's really big in China, and my obviously audience was mostly Chinese, but they were just awful. There's people talking next to me. There was people on phones, a baby crying, people trying to record even though it's in 3D. So I still enjoyed the movie though, and if you're sick of Greek gods and you want to watch something else, these are becoming a new thing. Chinese animation is definitely up there. This can be described as like an MCU kind of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Pixar kind of Chinese film. So definitely worth checking out. It definitely is accessible. It's definitely safe enough for children. There are a couple violent parts, but it's not for children, I guess. But overall, it's enjoyable, 4-quadrant fun. I give Ne Zha a 7 out of 10.